Hi, okay, I wanted to do a training video on the AAC device, and I was never formally trained, and so we kind of had to figure it out on my own. I did have some support with our speech pathologist at the school that I was at, and that was really helpful, but I'm finding that a lot of RBTs, aides, paraprofessionals, we're really just not trained on all these different devices and things that we need to use with our clients. And I am the type of person that I want to be as efficient as I possibly can because it's really important. The goal is that our clients progress. And if we do not know and have the experience, how can we help them progress? So I just went ahead and learned as much as I could, taught myself, really practiced it. And I really want to give you the goals and tips that I feel like have been really great for me. So in general, of course, like obviously the AAC device, it speaks, right? It's a speaking device. It's a communication device, and it actually speaks for the client. So we, whatever position you are, the teacher, the RBT, behavioral tech, aide, paraprofessional, parent, whatever position, you are the one modeling it, because it takes a lot of modeling and a lot of practice to get to where this is actually going to be a effective communication device, right? And of course, I've been doing this on the side of PECs. So I don't do it in lieu of or in placement of. I do PECs and the AAC device, and it has been such a game changer. The more I can model, the more I practice, the more my client is exposed to it, the more they are going to get used to it and start to play with it as well. Okay, so like I said, this is the voice of the client and we are modeling it. So in general, like when you are, pushing, I would start with just a couple of words that is like a need and a want for the client throughout the day. So I started with like, I go. That's it, simple. And I'm going to use that throughout the day every single time we have to go somewhere. And this is a great, the biggest things I would say to start with when you are using an AAC device or even PECs is go with your preferred items, activities, and the transitions, because those typically are like the hardest to get your client to move from one thing to the other, to be done, to know what's coming next. So I go. And then what you can do, so you'll see I go. So when you're doing this repetitious throughout the day, there's a couple things that you're doing for yourself. You are memorizing where these buttons are, right? And you can play with it throughout the day, but focus on a couple of phrases, not full sentences, just 1 to 2 words of direction, activity, preference, and go with that so that they are hearing it, right? And then over here, so what happens is sometimes your thing will hit it, and if you have this whole space up here covered, it's going to say, I go. All of that. So what I do is I will typically, I go. And then I'll erase it. Because sometimes if you forget and you accidentally hit it, then it just kind of goes berserk, and I'll show you. I'm just going to click on a bunch of stuff. And then let's say I'm carrying it, we're walking, I accidentally bump it.
Put come need like want stop make it for there out here with where.
So that can become a little bit overstimulating, and then it's really hard to stop it. So I try to delete as I go. But that's another really good tip that I wanted to bring up is when I do my I go, and then you're doing it like one at a time, right? So it kind of feels choppy.
I go.
Now it says it smoothly in a phrase like. So that's a really good tip. And so what I would also do is I would have, like, I'm modeling it for my client. My client is sitting in front of me. I've got this facing my client so that they can see it. I want it to be visual, not just audio.
I go.
And then I will have them.
I go.
So, of course, we want them
I
to get used to
go.
pointing
Give.
and touching
Come.
all of the
Need.
needs and things, right? But when you're just like starting out, here is like the go-to
I
because it's right
go.
there, it's ready for them, and it's a bigger space for them to access and point,
I go.
and it's more successful. So that's a tip that I would say has really helped me. Okay, so 2 motor things that I have really worked on with my client, because this can be a lot, and sometimes like my client will point and it gets frustrating because she
Play.
knows that it's supposed to say something and it does or doesn't. And sometimes my another client will like push on it, push, and then release, and it doesn't say anything. So it really depends on, you know, how your client is using the motor skills and such. So what we worked on was 2 things. We worked on folding the fingers in, and this is a hand over hand. I would help them do that. And then we work on pointing. And I'm not
Go.
grabbing their hand to point.
Come.
I am guiding it at the elbow. So I'm giving it a little bit of a nudge at the elbow, partial physical, and they're going to make the contact themselves, whatever it
Say.
is. And at the beginning, even if it's not correct, we're praising. Oh my gosh, great pointing, great touching, so proud of you, great job. And then they get to go to their preferred whatever it is. So as a preferred, one of my clients loves playing, and through each transition, like after snack, after lunch, this was something that I implemented, especially on practicing using the AAC device, is
Play.
And so she would get to hearing that, and then once we worked on the motor and the pointing, now she knows kind of in the general area of where it is. And even if she points and picks the wrong,
give.
It's great job for pointing, great job trying, let's go play. And I also incorporate sign language in there so that she's getting multiples success of, yes, I know you attempted, you're trying, and you can go play. And another clue is to like where they're really cognitively connecting that this device is telling and describing words that I want, words that I need, using is, so since that has been like such a preferred,
play.
When I do it, of course, I'll always model it, and then I will have the client try. And a lot of times you'll see that cognitive connection because they'll point to it and they'll look at you immediately going like,
say.
I did it, can I go? I did it, can I go? And so depending on where you are, you know, if your client is just getting the motor, even if they're doing this, it's great job for trying, great job touching, let's go play, awesome, and giving them that preferred. So another tip with that is that during like free play or rest time, I will just hand this device, I will place it on their lap and have them manipulate it. And other times throughout the day where it's not going to be auditory like distraction to the rest of the classroom, I will just have them play and manipulate. We want to build their interest, not just when we're teaching them commands and demands. We want to build their interest to use it throughout the day, touching it, playing with it, and just getting them used to actually touching, pointing, and making that connection. And I'm not kidding you, the more consistent you are throughout the day, throughout the week, the more that they're going to make a cognizant connection that this is talking for them, and this is their voice. So a couple other tips that I wanted to show you. Okay, so just to review, those 2 motor skills were tucking in the fingers, making that fist, and pointing. And the second is tapping, making the actual connection between device. Okay, and then I also want to reiterate, I believe I said this before, but I just wanted to make sure I covered it and drived it home, is we are not doing hand over hand. We are modeling it for them. So the concept of like taking their hand and doing hand over hand, which is very confusing because we are typically doing a lot of hand over hand, putting our hand over their hand, helping them glue, helping them cut, helping them do things and complete tasks out of motor movement to get that muscle memory. For the AAC device, we are not doing hand over hand. So the concept is that if we are doing hand over hand and telling them what to do, then we are talking for them. So that's kind of something that I really had to train myself and practice not to do. And then I also had to train myself. So when they are like pushing the wrong thing, I had to train myself to not correct, not to stop them, and not to pull their hand back. Because sometimes, like when I was starting, I'd pull their hand back, like, no, not that one. Try again. But we give them praise and compliments for just trying it. It does not have to be correct, because you will get there. This is just early exposure. The more consistent you are, the more you're modeling it, it will definitely come. So I just wanted to make sure that I covered those tips. And then as your client progresses and you get more comfortable with your client's device, your search button is going to be like key. So let's just say I wanted to find, I don't know why it's on that. Okay, so I'm going to go search. I want to look for my client loves babies. I need to search baby. Baby will be under people file. 2 more. There's baby. And there's baby. So then typically when you do that, it will like set it in your memory on the AAC device, and then you can find it. So I remember it was under people, more,
baby.
There it is. So you kind of just have to play with it. You have the search button here. You have volume. Don't get scared about playing with it. Your teacher, your speech pathologist, your personnel on school grounds, home, they should be able to help guide you so that you are able to get back to the windows or, you know, the home page. I wouldn't get too intimidated by getting locked out or anything like that, because it can always be fixed. The most important thing is to play with it. So like, let's say I
make, take.
Okay.
Baby, make, take.
I'm clearing my top screen, and here's my home. Like, let's say I went to the people pay file,
baby,
found baby, and now I need to go home. So this is your home button. I don't really mess with settings. I can do the keyboard when we're doing like phonics, and
R.
I'm repeating the R. So like, let's see that, say the teacher is giving a lesson and they're covering the letter R.
R.
I can reiterate that letter, that sound for the client as a model so that they're hearing it on their AAC device and not just from the teacher. Okay, so let me go home and let's see. So once you start getting used to it, it just becomes muscle memory. You start to know where all the keys are. There are different programs and different AACs, but in general, you can kind of give yourself like a muscle memory about where they are, maybe what file to find them in. You can always talk to your speech pathologist or the person that's in charge of the AAC device so that you can put a specific word in a specific file. Easier for you to find, as well as your client. As you get more familiar, you can, like I said, your search button is going to be your key. You'll start to do more things going along with the flow. Like another really good practice tool that I use is like, especially at snack. So when we go for our transition,
I go eat.
This is a transition, so it's really important to use this as a transition because this tells them what they're going to be doing next. The transition's a lot more smoother. You're going to get less of that tantrum, that dysregulation of something changing.
I go eat.
Okay, so I helped with the transition. I do that a couple times, making sure that it's in their visual sight. And then once we are at snack, oh, it's not on this one. Huh. Okay, so there is a yes or no, but on a different device right now. So I'm gonna type in this great example. Yes. It's okay, so I know it's in chat.
Yes.
Okay, so once we're at snack time, I'm gonna use this tool, and this is just a great way to practice. I'm not making them do it, but I will open their lunchbox. I will, whether they get hot lunch or lunchbox, and I will take one thing and I'll put it in my hand and I'll, do you want to eat this cucumber?
No.
Whatever
Yes.
their choice is, even if they're pushing my hand away.
No.
Oh, thank you for telling me no. And we'll try something else. So every time they accept,
Yes.
every time they deny or push back,
No.
it's a no. And they're getting that verbal reaffirmation of what their need or want is. And that's a great, just an easy way for you to be able to practice during a time where it's not an active activity. Another one would be, I just had it in my brain. Oh, when they want
More.
So like when we're on the swing or we're in the sensory room and they want more tickles, I'll say,
I like tickle. I like tickle.
and then I'll go as more as to say,
More. More. More.
more tickle. And then that kind of gives you practice of having those words that are meaning need and want is definitely a preferred thing. So they're gonna get that connection that much faster. So I hope that was a lot of information. Just get practicing. Remember that you are the model for their voice, and I will support you in any way that I can if you have any questions. But I would just say practice, have fun. Don't forget to it's been a long day. Process, play, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.